I learned many things from my SDS class about interpersonal communication. I learned that we as humans need to communicate for many reasons, whether it's social needs, physical needs, identity needs, or practical needs. These needs relate to me and my everyday life because if you think about it, um, if you need help or anything, you will need to communicate in some way. It will be hard to survive without communication, whether it is for a job interview or asking for help. How you communicate is an important factor in the outcome of the situation. Another thing I learned about is the different forms of communication and how sometimes communication could be taken the wrong way. There are leaner and richer forms of communication. Um, Leaner forms include text messaging and email. Most of it has a pause between messages. Richer forms include talking face to face and calling. Communication could be misleading, especially in text messaging, where you can't see the person's facial reactions or body movement. This relates to me because in our society today, there's a list of leaner forms of communication, which means like there's more text messaging, emails going on. I believe that face-to-face communication would be the best to understand what a person is saying, because you could see the person with their nonverbal communication, their facial expressions, body movement, etc. Another thing that I learned was about cultures and how you need to be uh, respectful toward different cultures. Um, I learned that you need to be mindful in what you say and think before you speak, because in some cultures there might be different beliefs and forms of lifestyle. Um, Also, some hand gestures might be the same but mean something completely different in some cultures. For example, we did a worksheet about the Chinese hand gestures, and um, I think if you went, this was a 6 for the hand gesture, but it could mean like hang loose in the American culture, or like if you do this, it was 10, but it also could mean like a fist, and the person might think you're trying to fight in America. Self-concept was another thing that I learned, and having a positive mindset every day could help you in life, and it would boost your self-esteem. The book also talks about the positive cycle. Having self-concept relates to the positive cycle because think about positive thoughts. It would boost your self-esteem, and you'll feel better throughout the day. This relates to me because it could give me a better lifestyle. The halo effect is also something that I learned. It is a tendency to form an overall positive impression on a person based on one positive characteristic. The halo effect relates to me because I remember forming impressions on people I meet on first time. For example, this one guy I met, he seemed really friendly and would always talk to me, but after a while, I got to know him. He uh, really was more introvert and liked to stay home and play video games and such like that. Um, my next steps in applying this content to my life are having more thoughts before I speak, staying positive every day, and understanding and respecting others' beliefs and values.